Cooking with the Salmons, and this is Greg. Now today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a sweet potato pudding. Alright, if you like potato pie or sweet potato pie, you'll certainly love sweet potato pudding. Now traditionally, this is how our grandmothers used to make it. They used to have this coal stove with coal on it, then you have the pudding on in the middle, and then you have a sheet of metal above with coal on top of it, and that's how they used to make a makeshift oven to make our sweet potato pudding. Now today I'm going to teach you how to make that in a regular oven. Now before we do that, just go ahead and subscribe to our channel, hit that post notification bell as well so you'll be notified each time we post. Alright, so without further delay, let's get started. Okay guys, so these are the ingredients that we'll be using for our potato pudding. Alright, so we have here our major ingredients, our main ingredients. We have flour, which is 2 cups of flour. We have 1.5 cups of sugar, that's brown sugar. We also have a 1/2 cup of fine ground cornmeal. Alright, we also have here a tablespoon of cinnamon powder, tablespoon of ground nutmeg. We also have a tablespoon of mixed spice. Alright, now we have a tablespoon of salt. We have a 1/2 cup of shredded coconut. You can grate the coconut if you choose to, or you can buy it shredded in the supermarket. Alright, and then I have a 1/2 cup of raisins. Alright, these raisins were soaked in Jamaican overproof white rum. And I also have just a tablespoon of melted butter. Alright, now on this side we have the potatoes, and we have a piece of yellow yam. Alright, so don't mind the color, it's just being oxidized because I cut it. Alright, so if you cut it and put it on for a little while, it will start getting brown, which is the oxidization. Now, these are the potatoes that you need. Make sure it is this color. Alright, we normally call it purple skin or red skin potatoes. These are the ones that you need to make the potato pudding. And we're going to be using 2 of them. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead now and get these. These are already washed. I'm going to get them peeled, grated. Also grated with a piece of the yam. The yam is optional. You could choose to use yellow yam with it, or you could choose to just go ahead with the potatoes alone. It will still be fine. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead now and get these peeled, and I'll do another wash, and then I'll grate them. So I'll show you the process as we go ahead, or as we go along. Okay, so we also have our coconut milk. Alright, this is Grace coconut milk. That's 2 cups that we're going to be adding to the mixture. And we're going to be using some molasses, which is about a tablespoon of molasses to enhance the flavor as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so the first steps, I'm going to go ahead and peel the potatoes. Okay, and we'll go ahead now and peel our yam, just a little piece of yam. All right. Just a tiny piece of yam. And just to advise, this is called yellow yam in the especially in the Caribbean, not to be confused with the yams that that is eaten during Thanksgiving. So now we'll go ahead and wash this again, and then we'll start using our grater to grate it. All right, now as you can see, there are a couple different sizes on this grater. We're going to be using the medium size right here. All right, So this is a small, this is a large, and then we have the medium size. This is the size we're going to be using to grate our sweet potatoes and our yellow yam. All right. Okay guys, so let's go ahead now and get our potatoes grated. And remember, we're using the medium size of the grater. All right, small, large, medium, and then this is a slicer. So let's go ahead and get this grated. Okay guys, so now that we have completely grated our potatoes, let's go ahead and do the piece of yam. This one is much easier because the yam is softer and has a higher moisture content than the potatoes do. So as you can see, it is extremely slippery, but just be careful, especially now that you're grating. Just take your time and just grate it down. Okay guys, and that is step one. All right, so we have our potatoes and our yam combined. All right, so that's step one. Let's go ahead and put this to the side for a minute, and then I'll go ahead and get the other dry ingredients mixed in. Okay guys, so for our next step, we're gonna go ahead and have our coconut milk. This is our can of coconut milk. All right, to this, we're gonna add our sugar. And I'm adding the sugar like this because I want to mix out some of the sugar in the liquid. You know, so that we don't have such a lumpy consistency when we're done. You can always add the sugar however you like, but I find it easier to just add it to the mixture as I am doing now. Okay, so that's pretty much mixed out. The sugar is mixed out in the in this as well. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put this aside for just a minute and start combining all the ingredients together. All right. Okay guys, so in this step, I'm gonna go ahead and get our flour and our cornmeal sifted together, as well as our other spices. All right, so we sift the flour to prevent lumping. All right, and as you see here, I'm using a fine sift or fine strainer. Also take note that we're using the very fine grain cornmeal as well. All right, so they have different levels of cornmeal or different grades. Make sure that you're using the finest grain cornmeal for optimal result. And then we just go ahead and add our salt. All right, we'll then go ahead now and combine all our dry ingredients. So combine the flour here, the cornmeal, and the spices like the nutmeg, the cinnamon powder, and the mixed spice. Okay guys, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add our coconut and sugar mixture to our flour, all right? To the flour mixture, and we're gonna continually whisk it so as not to cause a lot of lumping, all right? Okay guys, to our mixture, we're gonna go ahead now and add our sweet potato, right? So we're gonna just gently mix sweet potato in as well. Okay, and then we go ahead and add the rest. Just make sure your your mixture is smooth. Just mix everything out. Okay, at this stage I'll go ahead and add my coconut flakes. Okay, lastly I'm gonna go ahead and add our raisins. But first I'm gonna lightly dust the raisins with some flour. And we have some of the rum. Let's go ahead. The rum that it was soaked in, I'll just drain it off in here. All right, then I'll just lightly dust these raisins with some flour. And this is to basically prevent the raisins from just floating to the bottom. All right, this helps to get a good distribution of raisins in your pudding. All right, then we'll go ahead and just sprinkle a bit here and pull them in. Raisins are also optional, it's your choice. I like raisins, so I add raisins to mine, okay? Also, the coconut flakes are optional. Okay, and our mixture is done. All right. Okay guys, so I've gone ahead and greased my baking tray. I just simply use butter and just rub it along the sides of the baking tray. All right. Also, I'm going to show you another way of doing it. You can check the video above and I'll show you exactly how to use parchment paper to grease your baking trays. Okay. Now go ahead and add the mixture to your baking pan. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead now and get this into the oven and we're all set. And there you have it, traditional Jamaican sweet potato pudding. Alright, now if you gained any knowledge from this video, just go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Hit that post notification bell as well so you'll be notified each time we post. If you make your potato pudding a different way, go ahead and leave it in the comment section so we can discuss it. And if you have any other recipes you'd like for us to try, just leave that in the comment section as well. Alright? Now until next time, walk good, one love, and big up on yourself.